Hi everyone, it's Nancy. I hope you're all doing well. Well, can you tell the excitement in my voice because today I'm starting Halloween type journals and things like that for the month for a while. So I have some ideas that I hope you'll like and that maybe you can try a few. The first thing we want to do today, I want to show you how to make kind of like a grungy Halloween cascading journal, or I know they're called waterfall journals. So it's not a new idea. It's been around for a while. So let's get started. You don't need a lot of things. So, and it's not like a regular journal where it's involved and it takes weeks and things like that. This is something that we can do quickly and decorate it. We'll decorate it, and then you can just decorate it as you want to. You can use it for your October daily if you do that type of thing, or put pictures in from your grandkids, kids, whatever. You can do it whatever you want. So first of all, grab yourself a coffee dyed manila folder. And that's what I have here. And it was just a regular manila folder. I just mixed some instant coffee with some water and took a paintbrush and painted over the front and the back, let it dry, and that was it. Super simple. Then where the where the fold is, I used my tear ruler. I just ripped half off. Okay, so really you only need half of one. So then what I did, and one side always seems to be darker than the other, so I'm going to use this darker side for the front. We're going to make this journal. Now you can do any size you want. We're going to make this one 8.5 by 11, so it's going to be, which is about the size of a regular manila folder anyway. So the height is going to be 8.5. We're going to do approximately 11, but I'll show you what we're going to do. So first of all, tear the folder in half, like I said, just where the seam is. Take it in half. Put this aside for now. And then, so I did use my tear ruler on both sides, but I want this to be the front. So what I did was I just by hand ripped this edge off. I'm going to do it on this side too. So, but I'm going to stay close to the edge so we don't lose too much of the folder. So that's what I'm doing. And I don't want it to be perfect, but I'm gonna, I don't want to rip it where it rips half off of it like that, and then you can't use it. So just, go a little bit at a time, rip off, and you don't want it perfect. You want it to be grungy looking. There, so I just ripped that off, okay? Now, I use the tear ruler on these sides. You don't have to. On those straight sides, you could rip it like that as well, okay? So once we got this, I want the cover to be, the cover's going to be shorter than the back of the journal. And that's just the way of the waterfall journal. So we're going to measure approximately 4.5 inches from here. And we're going to fold, okay? So I'm going to just kind of approximately in the middle here, about 4.5 inches. And I'm just going to put a little pencil mark there. So 4.5 inches from the right edge, because this will be the cover here, and this will be the back. You'll see. So I am going to take this, and I'm going to line up these edges here to make it even. I'm going to look for my pencil mark. You could use a scoreboard too, but you don't have to. I'm going to find my pencil mark, which is there, and I'm going to give it a fold, just like that. Okay, so, and then the back cover should measure about 6.5 inches. And yeah, because this ruler's 6.5, so yeah, just from a regular size manila folder, it works out that way. So this is going to be the cover here, and this is the back, and you'll see how this is going to turn out. If you've never made one before, it can be a little tricky, and so just, kind of do it when you have your mindset to look at the pages and to know what you're doing. So that's the cover, and then what I suggest to do now is, and I don't want to take up too much time, but maybe I'll do it anyway. What you want to do is you want to ink your edges all around front, and then especially the inside where we tore, okay? So you can do that now. I won't do that right now with you because it does take a little bit of time. So, and then I'll show you a cover I made already, but I'm going to just start from scratch with you. So I made a cover here, same thing, 4.5. This measures about 6.5. I inked all around the edges, front and back, and then I just took a stencil that I had and just kind of used the black ink and kind of just decorated the cover that way, because we're going to still decorate the cover, but that's kind of the base that you want. So you can stencil, you can just ink, you can stamp, but we're going to do something fun on the cover too. So I just wanted to show you, get it to that point where you ink all around, okay? But I won't do that today. So, okay, we have that done. See how easy that was? That was pretty easy. So then pages. Okay, where did I put my pages? All right. So then you want to gather some papers. I think you can put in as, well, I shouldn't say you could put in as many pages as you want. Well, I guess you could, but what I found works for this journal, we're going to use 8 papers and 1 envelope. So, but you can add more envelopes. You can do whatever you want, but if you want to follow along with me, this is how we're doing it. I took one of these envelopes here that has a bigger window. I ripped each side off so it's sealed up here, and we're going to decorate the envelope, and it's going to be in the signature so we can slip some tags or something in there. So get yourself a wide window envelope. I'll put that to the side for now. And then papers. Now, I'm going to show you what I have. And then you gather whatever kind of papers you want. I think most of us have a lot of scrapbook paper. If you don't have scrapbook paper, use digital paper, whatever you have. But I have some scrapbook paper here. So I have this paper. It's got purple spiders on the back, black like a harlequin. I have this red with spider webs and roses on it. It's got black on that side, and then this side here has like a fleur de lis and then roses. So I have 3 scrapbook papers, and these are 12 by 12, but we're gonna cut them down and rip them. So really all you need is 8.5 by 11 papers, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. Then I have a piece of my coffee dyed paper. I have a piece of music paper, and if you don't have real music paper, you can always print something out. You can get it on Pinterest or whatever, or you might even have a printout already of music paper, whatever. And you can use any papers you want. Then I have dyed paper. I have another coffee dyed paper, and then I have like a black dyed paper and this like muddy red dyed paper. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 pages and an envelope. That's how I'm going to make this one. All right. So if you use 8 pages, you should have enough pages. Let's see, 8. Yeah, this should be enough to work. If you were going to use it for an October daily, this should be enough in there. Okay, so here's the thing. Now you'll have to maybe watch before you start. Watch how I do it a little bit, and then so you don't wreck your pages. But you have to decide like what is your first page. You have to put them in an order that you think you want, because the way we tear them, they're gonna go in an order. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll see what I mean. So first of all, let's start out. I'm going to start with the black, my black piece of paper. So I'm going to just move these over. And I only need 8.5 by 11 pretty much. So so I don't waste too much of this 12 by 12 paper, I'm going to cut this down. We're going to tear everything, but let me just cut some of this off. So it's 12. I'm going to just cut off a little bit here so I don't waste it. I can use it for something else. I'm going to cut off about 3 inches here just to have this for whatever else we need. Okay, and then okay, then I think we're going to be good. And I might as well do it to the other ones too. Cut off about 3 inches of my 12 by 12 paper here. Let me just do that. And this way I save some of my scrapbook paper. Okay, and I won't have to do it again. So let me just cut some of this. All right, now we should be good to go. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first piece, which is the black. So I'm first going to, and we wanted to see, I left it a little bit bigger because we're going to allow for tearing. Okay, so first thing I want to do, and this is what you're going to do on all your pages, is you're going to tear. If you don't like the torn look, and it doesn't have to be perfect, if you don't like the torn look, then use a tear ruler. And if you don't like the torn look at all, then just cut it with your cutter. But I'll tell you, you're going to see how it's going to look with the torn edges. And to make a grungy journal, you really need to tear. Okay, so now we'll get rid of that. And I just kind of use my, doesn't have to be perfect. You want it to be a little shorter than your cover, but okay, let me start here, rip some of this off. And it's a fun project too. It's very free. It's very, very freeing instead of like, you know, cut exactly what you need and things like that. So it's, I'm having fun with this. I think it's super fun. Okay, so we got the long edges torn. We can kind of take it to our folder and looks like, yeah, it's going to fit fine. And then let's just rip one edge off here for now. And then I'll show you how we're going to start. Now, I know you could be thinking, well, let's just rip all the pages at once. Well, maybe you could, but you know what? I think you need, just do one page at a time. You'll see. One page at a time, and you'll see how it's going to come together. Okay. All right, so I didn't do this one yet. You'll see. So here's our cover. The short end is the front, okay? So I have this, and what I'm going to do is I want the front edge of the black paper. This is how we're going to start our cascade. I want to see some of it sticking out from the cover like that. So I hope I'm in frame. Sorry if I'm not. Okay, so and I probably could tear this down a smidge more. Yeah, I think I will. Let me do that before we continue. I can just tear it down a little bit more. It's better to go little and then, you know, too much. You can always re-tear, right? So I'm going to just kind of bring this page down a little bit. Okay, that should be good. So your first page, and then I'm going to get fussy on how I'm tearing here. I don't like those. Okay. The first page, here's our cover, right? The short is the front cover. This is front, you'll see. I'm going to line this up. I want to see some of that black. Not a ton. You don't want a lot. You just want it to come out like that, okay? Now, once you have it looking the way you like, hold on to it, turn it over. Now I'm just going to straighten it out in the middle of my cover here. So I have enough cover on both sides. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm checking my edge again. Okay, now I'm laying it down. When I have where I want it, I'm going to look for my crease, and I'm going to crease my paper along the crease of the cover, just like that. And if you crease it and you have too much of the front coming out, you can always re-tear here if you want, okay? Now, this is the back, and it extends, so we're gonna rip some of this. That's why you don't wanna rip it first. You wanna see where your cover is first, okay? And then what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your paper, and we're gonna rip it just kind of along the edge of your back here, and you'll see. So I'm going to rip about that much out. It doesn't have to be, you know, perfect or anything. I'm just going to rip my edge off here. But yeah, you definitely want to just do one page at a time. And the grungier, the better. And you're going to ink, then you're going to ink all these papers because you can see the white core of the paper. Like on the hand-dyed paper, and you won't see anything, and on your coffee-dyed paper, it's fine, and on your music paper, it's fine, but on scrapbook paper, it has the white core, so I will ink all those pages. So here is the first page here. Now you can see, I kind of ripped it nice. I can always rip off a little more here if I wanted to, but the grungier, the better, so that's how we got our first one. Now you decide what's your second piece of paper. I think my second piece of paper is going to be my music paper. Now this is super big, so I know I've got to, you know, take some down here. So first I'm going to take my music, and I want to keep this word here, nocturne. So I'm just gonna rip here. Oops, I'm going towards the word, so I have to kind of direct it here, direct my tear here. And let me do that. Okay. Oh, I kept that number here too. I like that. All right, and then I'm going to rip some sides off here, the top and the bottom. So let's do that. This paper rips real nice because it's thin. The only hard one was the scrapbook paper because that is a little bit thicker paper, but your thinner paper should rip real easy. So let me get that going like that. And then I'm going to rip this side here. So I hope you'll play along with this. This is it's a little time consuming to get this going, but really you could do this in an afternoon, getting this ready. You just need your coffee dyed folder, but okay, so I'm not ripping this part yet, only my front here. So once again, we have this page here, right? I have that in there, it's creased in there. I'm going to take my music sheet, and I am going to do the same. I'd like to see that word a little bit if I can. So I'm going to do that. I'm lining it up just here for now. Just like that. So when I have it where I want it, I'm going to lay it down. Just straighten it out a little bit here. Straighten it out, making sure I have where I want it. And then I'm going to hold it here, and I'm just going to go find the crease again and crease the paper. And there we have that. Okay, so now there's our cover here. See, here's our cover pages. Now I need to rip this one a little. So I'm just going to open this up, and I don't want to rip a lot off. I want to start seeing, you know, a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of go down here. And you'll see when it comes together, it's going to look very cool. You're probably wondering, like, what is going on here, right? You'll see. It's going to look good. I promise. Okay, so this is the start of our journal here. Now, if you feel like your pages are getting a little wonky, you can always kind of straighten the folds out and, you know, rearrange here. And if you feel they're getting a little, you can always kind of like refold the fold, because it's all going to get sewn in. And like I could just see I'm getting just a smidge off. I'm just refolding this there. It's just so slight. Okay, you can see it coming together, right? Now we need to find our next page. Let's see, I think I'm gonna do this red one here. So let me do 3 sides. You could do all coffee dyed paper if that's what you have. That would be fine too. It's whatever you have on hand. Don't go out and buy anything special. Just use what you have. And I'm going to just do the 2 other sides here, because we don't want to do the back till we get it folded in the book. So I'm going to, yeah, and this one, this scrapbook paper just takes a little longer because it is a little thicker. And like I said, if you do have paper with white cord, then once you get all your papers in your journal, like folded where you want it, you can go back and just sit and ink everything up. And I will do that with some black, ink. Okay. I'm just checking my size here. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have a little blast of summer here this coming weekend here in Illinois. Starting Saturday for like 4 or 5 days, we're going to have temperatures in the 80s, low 80s again. I cannot get over that. I don't know. Crazy weather we have, isn't it? Okay. All right, so now this one, I want to see it slightly past my music paper like that. So just whatever looks good to your eye, put it where you want it, hold it down, find where your crease is here. You don't have to measure, see, it's just, it'll all work out. And crease, fold it, and there we have that. And now what's fun about these papers too is like red, and then you get a black here. I had a black here, then I got a purple here. So it's kind of fun when you have some double-sided papers. So now we're going to rip this paper here, but it's got to go past the music paper because you want to see some music paper, okay? So let me start ripping here. So do you see how this is working? Your front pages are going to get longer, and your back pages are going to get shorter. And when they meet, it's all going to work out. Okay. Now let's see. I probably might be able to go a little shorter here, but see here, because it's kind of overlapping here, but I can do that. Let me take this and just, let's see, I tore it this way, didn't I? Okay. because I'm going to ink it with black. So I'm going to just rip more of this. Let's see how that would work, because I know the front's a little longer. Just a smidge. And it's okay if it hangs out. I think it's fine. Because what you want it to be super grungy. Okay, so let's get that in there. Okay, so we have our cover, one page, the music page, the red page, okay? So you see these pages are getting longer, these will get shorter. All right, I think I'm going to do one of my coffee dyed paper now. So I'm going to just rip the edge off of here. I haven't even thought about how to decorate yet. I figure it's all going to come together. You know, when you start from scratch with a journal with no kind of guideline, like from a digital kit, you usually do have, you know the theme already. I just know it's going to be Halloween. And I think I'm probably going to use some Tim Holtz things. So if you have any, like Tim Holtz paper dowels or any kind of digital paper dowel, people, if you like that type of thing, I think we're going to use some of those to decorate. But I mean, if you're not into the paper dolls, because I know some people think they're creepy looking or whatever, I don't know, they're just normal for me. They don't bother me. I kind of like using them. You can use just like bats and crows and toads, and I mean, you could just do whatever, whatever you have. It doesn't have to have Tim Holtz stuff in it, because I know a lot of people don't have Tim Holtz things. So just look at what you have, and you'll know what to do. Okay, here's our book so far, right? Now we're going to put the coffee dyed paper in. So let's see, where are we here? The red. Okay, my red paper. So now I'm going to put my coffee dyed where I want to see it. That looks good about there. I like that. Flip it over. And then I'm going to find that crease. And I'm just going to fold it. And there we go. See how it's turning out? I love it. All right, so we have more pages to go. So let me, let's see, what do I want to use after that? I'll probably do this, I think I would like that there, this other paper here. So I'm going to do that with this here. And when I said about pages, I really, that's why I said I don't think you could fit a more than, I think if you made the manila envelope, if you used a bigger cover and made your front and back longer, like if you had a legal size manila envelope, you could make more pages, because it would be a bigger journal, okay? But I think 8 pages, 8 pieces of paper is going to work out just fine for this journal. I mean, by the time you add tags or make pieces of ephemera for it, it's going to get a nice little chunk to it, I believe. And who doesn't like a little chunkiness on their albums, right? Okay, so where are we here? I think I'm right here. Oh, I forgot to tear that. We got to tear this part here. Let me get that going. Were you yelling at me to do? You didn't tear the other edge. I wouldn't have gotten far. I see that already here. Okay. Get rid of that. So there's that. Okay, front now. I am going to, oh, I didn't do this side now. Oh, hold on. Got to do at least the 3 edges here, right? Just measuring. Okay. And see this other side, this paper has some nice black flowers, roses on it. I think that's kind of neat looking. But you might even have a digital you could use. Okay. All right, now we're in business here. Let me grab the journal. Where we are, make sure everything is in there. Okay, I'm going to grab this piece here. And I'm going to see where I want to see part of that coming out. You can always tear more off your pages if you need to adjust them. So here I am. See, I have my, yeah, okay. I see some of that. So I have it where I want it. So I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to hold it there and look for my crease of my book. And crease. Fold it. And there's that. See how it's looking? Open it back up. And now we're going to rip this edge here, but it has to come back this way. So see how the back pages are getting shorter. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start ripping it here. Oh, I guess I could have went this way. Something, it doesn't have to be perfect. See, it's looking good so far, right? All right, and then what do I have? I have a black, another coffee dyed, and like a dark red. Let's see how that's looking. I think, yeah, let's do the dark red now. Let's do this red dyed paper I have. Oh, I like this dark edge. I hate to rip that off, but I'm gonna have to. I have to do it. And this is just dyed paper that I had bought off Etsy. If I remember the name of the shop, because I really am happy with it, I will link the shop below. And I should remember. I didn't order that too long ago, so I will link the shop below of where I bought the dyed paper, and it's very pretty. Okay. And see, when I rip this paper, because it is dyed, there's no white core to it, so I don't have to worry about inking any of this dyed paper. So let me keep going here. And the fun part will be decorating, of course, right? This part here is not hard, but we'll get to it. So I'm just going to show you how to make the cover and the, well, I did show you that. Get the pages in, and then the next video will probably start, you know, decorating and making a little tags and things like that for it. So just kind of look through your things, see what kind of theme you want to go with, look for your papers, make your album, and then see what kind of thing you want to go with. I know Tracy Fox, she has a nice dark compendium kit that would be fun to use for this. All right, I got 3 sides ripped. Let's open this up here. Okay, I'm going to grab my paper. I'm going to line it up so I can see part of it here. See how pretty that looks? I like it there. I'm going to lay it down, fold it, find my crease, which is right there, crease it, fold it back up. Look at that, isn't that cute? Oh, I love this. This is gonna look good. All right, now we're gonna go inside and we're gonna rip this edge. Even though I hate the thought of ripping the edges, I might save those toward pieces just because they're pretty and maybe we could just use them on something that we make. And that's okay. I like how this is looking. Now let's see. We have 2 more pages. I think I'll do the black next. Let's do black. And I might have a little longer video than I usual today, but I want us to be able to get the cover and the pages done. I want you to see the whole process so you'll be ready by the next video. Gather all your other decorating supplies and papers and things, and you'll be ready to continue on. But this video, I wanted to be all about putting the base together. So if I go over a little, then over, which I think I already am over like a half hour, it's okay. I want to make sure you understand. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know and I'll answer them. I try to answer every comment I get because I appreciate everyone watching. And one more side here. I haven't watched any more of my Harry Potter yet. So, like I said, I only watched the first 3. So I've got to get going. I try to watch a couple a week just to kind of spread it out. So I need to watch one more. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. So we have the red. Okay, I'm going to get this black one here. Hope I'm in camera here. It's kind of getting bigger now. So let's see. Just want to see a little like that. Turn it over. Hold it down. Look for my fold. And crease. Okay. See how that looks? Okay. I think we're going to be good. I might even just end with this black paper. I know I wanted to put 8 in there, but I think we're almost at the point where I don't know if we can fit any more in there. And then we can fit the envelope anywhere. Okay. And then the envelope, I don't know if I could fit another piece in there. I probably could have, if I tore these edges down a little more. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. And it's already to the end here. So I don't think I'm going to be able to fit one more page in there. So, because once you get to your end here, that's, you'll stop. So, yeah. But I mean, if you make these, I could have made these a little shorter. Like the black one's fine. Maybe I wanted to see this word, so that's why this one sticks out more. And see, once you stick one out more, then that's what builds it up here. So, if you want to make what you see here smaller, you probably could get another 1 or 2 pages in, okay? So, but not a problem. And now I took this envelope and I ripped each corner off because I figured we'll ink that, but we'll cover the envelope. So, and I folded it like this so you could see the bigger part in the front and the smaller part in the back. Now you can put this anywhere, you know, whatever you want. So at this point in time, I would say you have all your pages made, keep them together, ink all your edges on your cover, inside and out, and your pages, and then, you know, you have an envelope or 2 or 3, whatever you want to put in there. And then, like I said, when I did this cover here, I just stenciled something basic all over it. If you don't like that look, you can just leave them plain like this and just ink the edges. And then we're going to make something for the cover. And yeah, and then so once you ink everything up and you have them in order, and I think we'll just, we'll include this somewhere. Let's see, I think I folded it. I think I'm going to put it right behind here. I'm going to set that in there. So this way it'll be, I'm going to put it towards the bottom here, I think. So that'll be there. And then, see, it doesn't extend past this black one here. So I'm probably going to leave it in there. So once you have everything inked and they're in order, then what you're going to do is you're going to bind it, okay? Just put your clips on the edges like this. I'm not going to bind it on camera because I have to ink all this yet. So you're going to hold it, and then what I would do is take a ruler, and then this is so easy. You don't really have to be so precise with this one, but since it's about 8.5 inches tall, you can just go in maybe 2 inches from the bottom and 2 inches from the top, and you can just use an awl, you know, an awl or whatever you have, and poke 2 holes through there. And what you could do, you might be able to stitch this on your machine, but I'm not going to take that chance on my machine. So I'm just going to go up 2 inches here, 2 inches here, poke 2 holes, and you can use either cording, ribbon, sari silk. I have black sari, I think, that I'm going to poke 2 holes, and I'm going to feed it through there and tie it on the outside here is what I'm going to do. So, but you'll see that in the next video. I'll have it all bound and tied up. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll answer them for you. And then I'll see you in the next video. We can start decorating our Grungy cascading journal. Okay, take care. See you then. Bye.